cinematographer and filmmaker Jared Aronson shares with us his artistic inspiration and shows clips from his projects.
Growing up, I really loved getting my hand on a camera whenever I could, and I'd shoot a bunch of videos on my parents' digital camera and explored editing and the whole filmmaking process. And then I went on to college to study filmmaking and cinematography because I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. So this first project is an abstract project, and it was exciting for me to work on because it was completely my own, and it was something that I shot over the course of 2 days and really immersed myself in the project. It kind of sounds weird, but I felt like I really was like a part of the project when I made it. I would say the aesthetic is perhaps the tone, the kind of haunted, scary tone of the project. I think I was really trying to portray an emotion more than anything. But for me, it was taking each individual sound that I thought was scary or eerie and using those sounds together on top of layering different sounds, and really matched it very well to the shots that I had made. An abstract project can be anything, really. It's more of a project that really has no meaning, but has a meaning to the person maybe who creates it, or has a lot of interpretation in it, just like any art, where there's not a static meaning to the project, but you get to kind of look at the project and say, oh, it means this to me, and if somebody else watched it, it means something different to them. So I think an abstract project is more of an art piece than an actual film. This project is called A Day Without Fire, and I went and had a relative that I knew in Chicago that was the fire chief at a Chicago fire department. Specifically, one of the fire departments he was the chief at was Wrigley Field Fire Department. So it was a very unique opportunity to kind of get into the heart of Chicago fire, and not the TV show, but get in the heart of the real Chicago fire and follow this guy around and see what happens in the day of a Chicago fire chief.
20 pitches in the first inning for Feldman.
This project was shot all in one day, and at the end of the day, there was a singer who maybe had just left a bar or had performed at a bar, but had stopped by the fire department, and the firefighters just sat down and she played some music for them. And I thought it was a really great moment. And this day there happened to be no fire, and when you think of a Chicago firefighter, you think of going to fight fires all the time. Well, then there's these off days where they're not really fighting fires, they are just going around on these random calls. And so it's all about maybe the culture and just the feel of a day in the life of a Chicago firefighter. This project is called This Is My Town, and it was a project I did which showcased the town of Redwood Falls, which is my hometown. So working on this project was, I was very close to it. I was very inside it because I'd lived here, grown up here, so I know what it's like in this town.
We make a great destination.
It was very planned in that how I transitioned and how I moved. this was fun to have control of this project and create something that was very unique.
We're a town where you can find the adventure you've been looking for.
I worked with a couple other people on this project, and I was able to pick the venues based on what we decided were the best and the most positive things that would showcase the town.
And your hobbies don't have to be indoors.
Of course, Redwood Falls, there's this waterfall, so I think I incorporated the waterfall in a couple shots and really focused on the things that would put the town in a good light as best I can. I think Redwood Falls, where I live, is a great place to be an artist. And I think people put their own limitations on themselves when it comes to creativity. And many people flock to where other creatives are in order to be creative. But I see it as I am always going to be me where I am, and my creativity is a reflection of what's around me and what my opinions are, and has nothing to do with where I am. Creativity for me has always been personal, and what is it that really gets me going or sparks my creativity. It's all in somebody's eye and how they see things, and I will argue that you don't have to be in a big city to be creative.